guys, Mrs. C here. What do you suppose that thing is behind me? Got any idea? That is an antique threshing machine. We got that from our neighbor several years ago, and it was transported all the way to Springfield on a trailer, and it stayed there for about 6 years. And now we brought it home. You can't see very well, but it's sitting on top of a trailer, and since that threshing machine will not run, we need to pull it off the trailer and tow it up to the house and place it where we want it to be. So we're going to watch this process and see how it goes, pulling this threshing machine off of that trailer. The guys are hooking the chains to the threshing machine right at the moment, which in turn is hooked to that tractor up there. Mr. Z will be driving the tractor, and John's getting it all prepared to hook it off, to pull it off. We're trying to pull it off on a high berm here by the pond, so it won't have so far to drop. There are some ramps there, but we sure don't want to lose that threshing machine off of that trailer. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead. I think so. What was that? About ready to go, so. There it is. Wow.
Right on the trailer. Back.
Go ahead. Look at that. Gotta do stuff, don't we? That's how a professional would do it.
Yeah, sure.
What about that brace over here in the corner that just fall down? Yeah, I did.
We are very thankful it's still upright. Now we're going to pull it up to where we want it to stay, and we'll see what it looks like up there out in the tall grass. We're just about where we want to be with the threshing machine. Right there next to the catapult where we used to sling pumpkins out into the pasture. Here it comes. John, tell us about this threshing machine.
What do you want to know about it?
Well, tell me, who made it?
International Harvester Company.
And that's your favorite brand, isn't it?
Yeah?
Right here. Looky there. That's the proof that International Harvester made this threshing machine. Do you know how old it is, John?
Probably about 100 years.
100 years old. Wow, that's way before my time. So what kind of crops did they harvest with this?
I would say mainly wheat and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you know how they pulled it? Horses, tractor, a steam engine?
Probably all of the above, depending on the period it was used in.
Very good. So basically, this is a combine before our modern day combine, right?
Well, a modern combine cuts it too. With this, you had to cut it with a separate machine and haul it to this, because this was stationary in the field.
Oh, cool. I just imagined that was a hot, heavy job, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And
But
dirty and itchy.
Itchy? Have you ever seen one working?
I haven't, not in person.
I would love to see one in operation. Did it take more than one guy to operate it?
I would assume.
John, could you describe for us how it worked?
You feed the wheat in right here, and the conveyor takes it into the machine and it chops it up and brings it in and takes the wheat, or it takes the seed out of the wheat, and the seed would come out that auger right there, and the chaff and the straw and stuff would come out that big auger on top.
What big auger on top?
The one that's leaning down.
Ah, cool.
Can you see it?
Let's come over here so I can see it better. Oh yeah, now I can see it. Does that big auger move?
It would swing out, yeah.
Yeah, it swings out so it'll fall back into the field. The chaff is the stuff you don't want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
The seed comes out this small auger, kind of like the dinosaur neck sticking out. Those are augers. Cool. And does somebody stand under that with a truck or something, or a barrel for it to fall into?
There'd probably be a wagon under that auger, and that auger just went on the ground, the chaff and the straw.
And what did they do with all that wheat seed when it fell out of that little auger?
And they would probably save some for planting in the next year and sell the rest.
Awesome.
Or feed it to cattle, or they could do a lot of stuff with it.
That's great. Now, not everybody had a threshing machine, right, Johnny?
Now, a lot of times there was a community threshing machine, or one wealthy guy owned a threshing machine for the entire community, and they would just pass it around, and each farmer would rent it or lease it or something for his field, and then the next farmer would. So not every individual farmer owned their own.
Very good. And do you suppose a lot of the farmers went together to help each other harvest their crops and put it through the threshing machine?
It would just depend on the area. I know some areas where 5 or 6 farmers went together to buy a threshing machine between the five of between that group, so they might have helped each other.
Very neat. Very neat. Do you wish you could have lived back then, Johnny, when the work was heavy and hard without all the modern equipment?
I don't know. I like air conditioning.
Oh yeah, no air conditioning in this thing.
And those gears, I assume, showed you how many bushels you had threshed.
Cool. It has always amazed me how engineers and farmers come up with such neat machines to be able to do what they need it to do. John just told us that threshing machine was used on crops like wheat or oats. This is a field of wheat that we have here at the farm. It is just about ready to harvest, maybe within the next week or two. So they would have cut this wheat with a different machine than the threshing machine. They would have cut it, and they would have, it looks like this when you cut it. The seed is at the top. See the seed? And that's what you want to keep. That's what you would feed your cattle, your pigs, your sheep. That's what you would make your bread from, and very, very important to get the seed, which grows on the top. These little strings that grow out of the seed, that is called a beard. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to pick me a bunch for my centerpiece for my table. I love to have wheat in the center of my table for fall, even though it's not fall yet. It's only June the 16th, but that's the time we harvest wheat here in Kansas. And Kansas is known for wheat. We grow a lot of wheat in Kansas. So thank a farmer next time you eat a piece of toast or a piece of bread.
And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun adventures at Hickory Creek Farms.